a Sunday morning, and we're gonna just take this edge off here real quick. I use these blue fire pads. They last a lot longer. They're $7 or something, and we're gonna just grind this down and smooth it out a little bit, and then we're gonna make some methamphetamine since I'm already dressed for it.
So yeah, I'm going to take your advice about keeping all the weight, or a majority of the weight, either center or aft of the boat. And I think you're right. Andy makes a really good point about you were spot on, by the way, Andy, with your calculation on the gas tank. 37 gallons of fuel weighs like 222 pounds. It's 6 pounds per gallon. And then, you're looking at the tank. The tank probably weighs 25, 30 pounds, something like that. So now you've got 250 pounds of fuel. And so if we leave the tank where the original one ended, which is right here, you can see where the bulkhead was, that gives us room in the front to go below the helm. So I was thinking about maybe making a hatch below the helm for extra storage. You can put a fire extinguisher or something in there. One of the other items that I'm going to go ahead and do is I am going to fill in the scuppers with my little fiberglass strand mix of resin and shredded fiberglass. And that's because the floor, which this is a piece of the old floor, on this side it looks like I'll have enough clearance. On this side I clearly do not. And I don't really want to grind this down too much, because this is the stringer that, I'd have to rebuild that whole stringer, and I've tied it in now, and I feel like that's like going a step backwards. Also, I feel like 1-inch scuppers might be a little small. Feel free to comment on that. I don't know if I should go to 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches, but 1-inch scuppers just seem, small. And I was thinking about doing those ping pong ball valve, one-way valve things on the outside. So if I go a little bigger, then the water can go out, but it can't come back in. And now is obviously the time to do this, is to, if I need to. And I don't really want to have to worry about putting my floor down and then trying to make it lower and, try to blend it all in. And why not just put the floor in and then cut my scuppers afterwards? So that way I get exactly the right height and exactly the right placement. So I'm going to do that. And then I took some measurements, because I'm going to draw this up in CAD and lay out the boat in CAD from a bird's eye view, so we can see what we're dealing with as far as maximizing storage. And I didn't know about the battery thing being so close to the motor. That makes a lot of sense, because I guess resistance in copper wire is probably not a good thing the longer it gets. I understand that part because I work with electronics, but I did not know that it would make that much of a difference, 5-10 feet, something like that. I guess it does. So I'll keep the batteries in the back. My one concern with that is your batteries have to be separated, like with a vapor barrier, from the tank, I would imagine, right? Because I'm using a polyester tank, or propylene tank, and they do leak fumes. Now I don't know. I've seen boats blow up. Not personally, but I've seen them after the aftermath of boats blow up, and it's almost always fumes in the bilge that are doing that. And so, where the heck do you put batteries in this thing if you want them below deck? This obviously is the bilge. I'm going to have a bilge pump in there, and the live well pump and everything else. So can this move forward a little more to make room for 2 batteries, because I think you could potentially set 2 batteries. In fact, I have 2 marine batteries right now. Let's go grab them and see if that fits. One here. Oh, see, that's gonna be kind of an issue. 2 of them in there. Got some clearance, but what if you did this? Well, you go like this, actually. Put in 2 batteries like that. Because my Key West, the batteries are in a compartment above, not above deck, but mid deck. I mean, they're completely separated from the rest of the bilge and everything. So, is that a problem to have these so close to your fuel tank? I would imagine. I mean, even with a bulkhead in there, with this sealed off completely, it seems like maybe that could be an issue. But anyway, comment on it. Let me know. I do appreciate all your help with this. I would never be able to do this without all your assistance. But I really would like to have these below deck. That would make it awesome. And then the hatch that you build would start here and go forward all the way to the helm. And then I would make one hatch here where the bilge is. That would be kind of like one of those snap hatches that you just open up and close. So you can get into your bilge and clean out whatever, and put your plug in and out and all that stuff. So, and then you remember my lines from where my helm ends would be right there. So we would have to move that back just a little to fit that there. So that puts the tank midway, batteries in the back, right? And then helm is here. Yeah, I'm thinking that's a really bad idea now. That would just concern me. Even if you could seal it off, I think it wouldn't make any sense to do it. And geez, you got fumes from the, they sink. They tend to sink down. They're gonna all settle right here, and one little spark, kaboom. So now we get to talk about building something back here to put the batteries on or in. Oh, and by the way, Andy, I was hoping from Boatworks today would maybe give me some ideas. I couldn't find any information on your channel about creating like when I go to lay the floor down and I cut the hole for the hatch for the gas tank. How do you create the little lip, the hatch part? I know you have a video on creating the panel part. You did that one time before, but the other end of it, like if I'm going to put the floor down and wrap it around, because that hatch has to sit in something, sort of like a lip, or whatever. So if you could, you know what, Andy, why don't you just make a video for us? I'm kidding, but I'm not kidding. Sorry, but not sorry. I think that would be a great addition to your video library. But just any comments would be super helpful, because I don't really understand how to do that. I want it to be sturdy enough to walk on, right? So it's got to have some sort of a lip or something. But anyway, all right, y'all. Thanks for watching. Please like, please subscribe, please share, please comment. Tell me I'm stupid for doing that, because that's not very smart. All right, thanks so much.